All righty, everyone. Here's our official welcome to this deep dive dance ceremony. I just recently added the name ceremony because I was trying to understand how to translate this powerful experience. So it is a ceremony, and I'm so glad you all are here. Hooray for populating the chat with who you are, your pronouns, where you're calling in from, and what you're most excited about today. Yes, to move some energy for the day. Yes, to receiving and moving by our bodies, learning how to combine energy, healing, and dance. Yes, we are going to be doing so much of that. So, I'm going to start us off by doing a real brief, kind of quick and awesome summary, kind of to drop in a bunch of tips real quick for folks who might be newer to these offerings that I have. So I'm going to share screen here and go through some stuff pretty quickly so that we can then jump into the dance. I definitely want to make sure we have time to focus on the dance itself as usual. So yeah, welcome to this deep dive ceremony with me. My name is Erika. I use she, her pronouns. And yeah, I'm super excited to be here with you all, focusing on self-love and world love today. It is in honor of Valentine's Day that I chose this theme for February. And, I think it can be a complex holiday and a complex time for people. And I know that for me in my practice with this dance, with this magic, with this energy, is all about realizing that we are our own channels of love, that we are connected to infinite source love, and that we can always be giving this love to ourselves. So in this image here is a painting. It's not quite finished, but yeah, a painting of like how we can emanate love and call in this channel of love and give it to ourselves, right? So and this is not a selfish act. That's something that I'm working with also, right? We have a lot of indoctrination from society that both we should be super individualized humans who want to consume everything for ourselves, and it's not, it's like vain and like overly egotistical to actually like take care of ourselves and love ourselves. So I find that to be all completely twisted, right? We live in this you know colonial world where a lot of our thoughts and beliefs that we've internalized are really toxic. So that's a part of this for me, is to reprogram ourselves, right? So I want to invite us all in this theme of love to really allow ourselves and give ourselves permission to expand into our full love of ourselves and love and acceptance for ourselves. And the truth is that when we do that is a healing energy that we bring to everybody, right? It's actually for the highest good of all beings, for the world, that we learn to love ourselves more fully. And as is the theme with this event, we are going to intentionally focus on emanating this love out to the world during the second, like the last half or last portion of the dance session today. So deep dive in the realm of love. I'm really excited to see how this will all unfold for folks. So just a quick context. How did I get here? I have extensive background in martial arts, specifically Aikido. I've also been dancing in ecstatic dance, which is basically free form movement, non-performative, for over 10 years, which I kind of did a basic calculation. That's like over 1,000 hours of dancing without words, barefoot, in my own energy field. As you can see in this photo, I go into pretty deep states. So, that's part of like my credit, my credentials for this class is just like pure experience and a lot of time on the dance floor. And that's been combining with energy work as well as a really deep dive on my healing journey and spiritual journey in relation with energy. So those are some of the elements that brought me here. And I also have been real deep in primarily anti-racism organizing, grassroots organizing. And so it's even like in all my astrology charts, like that inner compass and passion for justice is really, really strong in me. And so all my dance, all the ceremony, all the energy that I wield is always with this higher intention to transform our world towards one where all beings can thrive in love and respect and harmony together. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. And as I was mentioning, we're living in this toxic society. We've been torn, or these oppressive systems have tried to separate us from our bodies, from spirit, from the earth. As you can see in this picture, we're kind of like pulled and distracted by all these things. And I'm just as much susceptible as any of us. I struggle with all these things myself. So this is a space where we can work on returning to wholeness and returning to the truth, remembering the truth of who we actually are. So, what do we have to gain is like so much. We have so much to gain for our own healing, for our families, for our communities, for our collective transformation. This painting that's been kind of the theme image for this particular event, focused on love, is centering an Afro-Indigenous woman here with love at the center, intuitively guided, body, earth, roots going down. And you can see in the background all these beings who are both like the unity of the people coming together, as well as our ancestors and guides and all these beings who are here to support us in the background. So we're all connected. Everything is energy. We're in this together. This is an example of, this is all my art, by the way. I think people know that, but yeah, this is all my artwork. And, as you see these different images, keep them in mind to use for visualizations during our dance. Because one really big key that I use in combining dance and energy work is visualization. So this image with this person beaming this energy out of their hands, channeling into their heart, emanating that out, use that, explore, play with that in your dance. I think it can be really powerful. So again, I'm going to keep breezing through these, but I am going to send the recording out to folks. So if any of these slides are particularly exciting for you, definitely you'll be able to go back and check it out. So yeah, I mentioned everything in this workshop relates to the idea that everything is energy. So I think we're probably all on the same page about that. Cultures all over the world have used these kinds of practices throughout time. So I want to acknowledge that none of what I'm saying here is a new idea. It's not coming from me specifically. I'm not claiming to have found or invented or discovered anything. I'm just like in this human experience, tapping into the wisdom of the universe as humans have throughout time. And so I want to really lift up the cultures and wisdom carriers around the world, as well as acknowledge that dancing is an innately human practice that I believe we all, should, that it's in the highest good for all of us to be that embodied movement, rhythm, connection with ourselves and with the earth. And it's like, I say this to give us that perspective of how we've lost so much in our westernized society, where dancing, we've gotten stiff and we get awkward and we get self-conscious, and like all of that is this, this illness and this programming of being separated from our innate divine, expressive human self. So I just want to offer that, like the radical act of returning and reclaiming dance as a spiritual practice. Yeah, that's a quote. We should use that quote for something, Yeah, seeing you, feeling it, I am going to talk for a few more minutes. So if people want to start moving, warming up, stretching, I definitely invite that. I know I can tend to like have a lot of words because I'm so excited about these ideas. But we will do a full hour of dancing starting soon. Yes. Yeah, and one more quick acknowledgement from this slide is trauma. one thing I can say about the power of movement for healing is that, many, high up there trauma researchers are finding that after all the study, it all comes down to the body. That trauma, not all, right? There's many perspectives and practices, right? But so much of what we're finding with healing is that healing trauma is that it comes down to the body, that it's energetically stored in our body. And so through dance, through movement, through shaking, through tapping, through, there's many practices, we can literally heal ourselves. So I want to, say that, speak to the power of dance to literally heal ourselves, not just feel better, like, oh yeah, I moved and I feel better. That's real too. But like, we literally can transform our lives in a powerful way through dance, through visualization, again, which has been used for healing throughout time. So yeah, and I'm going to use words like source and divine and energy and spiritual, but I want to just name that, all spiritual practices and religions and languages and cultures have different names for all of these elements and energies. And so to me, feel free to put in your own words, right? Whatever resonates most strongly for you. So yeah, I kind of mentioned this already. A lot of my experience comes from my own experience, as well as many teachers and community members and workshops. And, I've worked with a lot of healers as part of my own health journey. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm coming from. And this is a quick view of what we're going to do today. We got the intro acknowledgements going on. Then I'm going to do this brief overview right now of some core elements that we'll use to weave into our dance. And then we'll have some sharing time, which is a really potent way to reflect and integrate, the golden nuggets of our experience and witness each other. And then we'll close out with a few announcements and a powerful whoosh. We will, as I mentioned, just want to, getting ahead of myself, this dance ceremony piece, it's going to be an hour of movement. And the first, 5 to 10 minutes is going to be a guided meditation. So folks can sit or lay in stillness for that, or you can start moving for the meditation if you'd like. And then we'll have, the deep dive dance portion, which the last 10 minutes, I'll be inviting people to emanate the energy that we've cultivated out towards the earth. But I want to really make sure that everything is an invitation. So any guidance of inspiration that I offer, if you're in a different place in your dance, do your thing, keep doing your thing. Just know each thing that I share is going to be, an offering for people to connect with. But, I definitely want to give everyone full-fledged freedom and expression to do what, you're being called to do in terms of your movements. So yes. And then after we'll close at 1, but after 1, I'm going to stay on and have it open if people have questions or people want to share and reflect more or just connect. I'm a lingerer, at events. And so I love it to have just open-ended connection time after events, even though we're on Zoom instead of in person. I like to create that space. So feel free to get snacks and food after and hang out for a bit after the event ends. And during this session, use the chat as much as you want. We'll have time for questions and talking to hear from you all at the end. But I definitely don't want you to feel like, oh, I can't share right now. Use the chat, connect with each other, and do what you need. Do what makes you feel comfortable. I will make a note about cameras on versus cameras off. It is really helpful for me to see folks and see the energy that folks are feeling and the movements folks are feeling. It helps me guide movements and ideas that is resonant with people here. I'm not fully psychic that I can just totally feel what everyone's feeling. without the camera on. But the whole point is that you all feel as free to express yourselves as possible. So if that means you want to have your camera off during the dance just to like be completely in your own space, please do that. But maybe it helps you to like work on, the toxic programming of feeling self-conscious about what we look like to have your camera on. So if you're feeling inspired to go there, please do that. This material, this deep dive can be really transformative. So I do want to, sorry, I just made the slides bigger. I do want to invite people to lean in and trust that this ceremony, this dance ceremony, can be really powerful. So open yourselves to visions that come through, open yourself to tears, to laughter, to expression, whatever it is that's coming up for you. So if you want to look at this real quick, this is kind of a quick list of all the pieces that I'm combining that's part of this practice, right? So that's dance, energy work, visualization, sound, music, intention, and resonance. And obviously, there's so much to say about all these things, so I'm not going to go into all of them, but I just wanted to kind of give the recipe of this concoction that I've been playing with for folks to see. And yes. So yeah, I'm going to name a few quick tips and then we're going to get started with the guided meditation. So the first is that this dance is for you. It is absolutely for you. It is not for us. It is not a performance. It is for your own authentic movement. It's not about what you look like, right? It's not about looking cute, right? So when you notice, because we probably will all do this, myself included, when you notice you're thinking about, oh, what do I look like right now? Or what is what are the shapes I'm making and how does that appear from the outside? Like, let yourself let those go and return to the felt sense of being in your body. Right? Letting the music move you, letting yourself relax into the flow of energy so that that energy just literally moves through you. Again, please feel free to cry, like cry hard. Self-love is a deep wound. I won't say we all have this wound, but I think most people are working on self-love in some respect. So let yourself cry, let yourself open up, let yourself laugh, let yourself shed some, some shitty, like toxic beliefs that you've been taught about why you shouldn't love yourself or why you're not worthy or why you're not good enough, right? Like, fuck that shit and like, let it go. Notice those thoughts, let them go, release. Yeah. And definitely feel free to make sounds, make shapes. Yeah. Peter says, crying is my happy place. Yes. I know crying can be tears of joy, but also can be a powerful release of grief and pent up stuff that can make us feel better. Right. Like, I know that a lot of, I don't have exact names in my head right now, but people who come from more earth-based spiritual cultures have looked at the United States, looked at, our existence and seen the way that humans operate in the United States and have said things like, wow, Americans are sick because they are holding so much grief, right? We are just holding it. And we're not moving it and letting it release and feeling it and expressing it. So, yeah, cry those tears on this path to liberation, folks. Yeah, so to just quickly touch on energy work, I decided to put this image here because I really want to focus on the image of rippling energy, right? So I'm going to be inviting us to be in our hearts a lot and to calling in energy, divine source energy through the channel, that goes through our body, We're going to invite that in to pour through our heads, into our bodies, fill our hearts, and ripple that energy outwards. Right. So we're really all doing energy work all the time. So let that be an empowering place to start, right? Instead of thinking like, oh, I don't know how to do energy work, or this is new to me. Just trust that we are energetic beings and that we are always moving energy. So now we have the beautiful choice of getting to do this consciously, right? So you can open your hands to emanate energy through your hands, and let it flow through. Be a channel, be an empty vessel to allow that energy to move through. Yeah. So here's a picture of the ripples of energy, and I'll show a quick video right before we start as well. So this is a whole topic, responsibility and consent with our energy. And the main thing, you can go back and look at the slide, but the main thing I want to point to right now is that when we're releasing energy that no longer serves us, I invite you to release it upwards to divine source or release it downwards into the earth, right? And this for me is a really powerful practice to learn to not throw our energy accidentally at other people, because it's really easy to do. And, as I'm saying, everything is energy and we're all divine beings. That's all awesome, but it comes with responsibility to now we know that, and we have to learn how to take care of our energy and also protect our energy spaces from other people. So that's why I put this image here with a sphere of light that kind of can be, and I'll speak to a lot of this actually in the guided meditation. So you'll find that there, but I just want to offer people that practice. Like if you're raging it out, if you're releasing some stuff, give it to divine, give it to the earth, because in that way it can be transmuted in beautiful, sacred, healing ways, as opposed to just like throwing those other energies to where they could get stuck, could come back into you or get stuck in other beings or places or things. So I'll just keep it simple like that for now. And visualization is one of the very most powerful tools that I use in relation to dance. And I want to say that we have lots of senses. So if visualization isn't the thing that clicks for you as well, explore senses, explore feeling that in your body, explore hearing, explore other senses, but also lean into visualization. And a powerful tip that I would give is that imagination is the key to creating your own reality, right? So I've had so many spiritual teachers, psychics, and, intuitives and mediums, people who teach spiritual development and psychic development say, just imagine it, right? So just play. If you're new to kind of intuitive visualization, spiritual connection, whatever those kind of topics, imagine it. Imagine a sphere of light around you. Imagine a column of light moving through you. Use your awareness and your intention to explore creating that reality, because to me, that, from what I've learned from all these many teachers, that's the path, right? And I just put in here this awesome work of Dr. Jerry Epstein, who uses a practice called mental imagery, where they've used the practice of literally just simply using different imagery to physically, tangibly heal ourselves in like astonishing ways. It was mind-blowing. So you can check out some of the work with mental imagery if you want to learn more about that. Pretty amazing. So yeah, we're going to be doing things like combining energy work and visualization. You can see in this picture, this person is channeling this divine column of light, holding this ball of energy with the earth in there to heal the earth. And this is without movement, right? This is just energy and visualization. But then, of course, you can add the movement and use the rhythm, right? And allow all kinds of magical movements and shapes of energy, like in this painting, to flow for you. So yeah, you can see this image of this tree. I love this reminder that we can extend our energy downwards and upwards in an equitably balanced way to really expand infinitely into the universe. And you can see this energy dude, this little energy dude on the right is also holding like a ball, like focusing on a central energy center within the body and rippling that energy out, which is what we're going to be doing in this dance, also as seen in this image with the toroidal energy field. So that's another tool that folks can use. So I hope that this whole run through, I was like, I can't take any of it out. I hope this whole run through has been informative and exciting and inspiring as opposed to overwhelming. If it's overwhelming, feel free to just let it all go. It's fine. And, follow the music and my guidance throughout the dance. But yeah, I just can't help but give you guys as many tools and inspiration as possible because I find these practices so powerful and I just want to share it with the world. So yeah, and again, this recording will be available and you can like pause on these slides and like focus on the images and tune in on your own pace. So I want to invite that as well. All right. Are we all here? Y'all still with me? Feel free to do a little reaction or thumbs up or woohoo, still with you. Okay. Awesome. I'm so glad to see you here. I'm going to really quick share this one moving image. Yeah, this one. Because it just brings some aliveness to this dance. Oh, yeah. Feeling that. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to tune into the energy of love. Yeah, just look at this image and feel it for a minute. Feel it for a minute. Feel the divine energy of love expanding in your heart and pulsing, creating these ripples that are filling you up and also expanding and rippling this love out to all beings. So you can hold this within you. And it's also available on my Instagram if you want to watch this more. So yeah, this is the inspiration for our dance today. And now you can get settled for the guided meditation that will launch us into the dance. And I'm going to get the music going. Yes. Yes. Taking a deep breath, finding your alignment. Posture is really important for moving energy. So you want to have an aligned posture so that the energy can really flow through you. Taking a deep breath, bringing our awareness into our feet, into your body, into the breath. Definitely please let me know in the chat at any point if you have a hard time hearing me or a hard time hearing the music. Hopefully it's just right, but it's easy for it to kind of get off. Feeling your heart expand with this love of each breath. Feeling your body relax any tense feelings or stress or tension from the day. Just imagining it all melting, lifting off of you, lifting the weight off of your shoulders, tuning into the preciousness of this moment, of this sacred space to be in dance ceremony together. I want to call in a sphere of light, imagining a sphere of protective energy all around you, vibrating with the sacredness of authentic you-ness, who you are, your unique energy frequency, and calling in all our guides and ancestors, animal, plant, elemental spirit beings to support you in the ceremony, imagining them coming in around you from all directions, offering you this energy, this healing support. A big part of allowing ourselves to expand in self-love is giving ourselves permission to receive love and support from all your guides here. Allow yourself to receive so that we may then give as well. We may give more if we can receive more. So opening your crown, opening your heart, expanding your energetic awareness. Feeling yourself connected to yourself, to your love, to your higher self, to all of us here in this space, setting intentions for your dance today. From this expanded place, inviting us to really ground into the earth. Imagine an anchor dropping swiftly down to the center of the earth. A powerful way to get grounded quick in those moments when we need it. On the out breath, just dropping that anchor down, dropping those roots down. The in breath, bringing that earth energy up into our bodies. Feeling that love from the earth as well, feeling that love for the earth, that love from the earth. From this place of deep love and respect for the earth, I want to invite us to offer our thanks to the indigenous peoples of the lands we're on, and the indigenous peoples of the world. Offering this love and gratitude and prayers that all these beautiful wisdoms and beings who are in connection with the land can help teach us and show us powerful ways of being in right relationship with the earth. Seeing the indigenous peoples rising up, being supported and respected and listened to by all of us here on earth with open minds and open hearts, feeling that upliftment and that movement towards global transformation and culture change. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And with this music that feels so uplifting and awakening, we can bring our awareness up through our body, through our spine, up to our crown, and imagine your crown opening, just completely opening so that the light within you can extend upwards like a beacon of light, a laser of light beaming up into the heavens, the divine swirling energy of the cosmos, however you like to visualize, divine source, infinite love. Perhaps it's a swirling galaxy of light, of energy. Perhaps it feels like outer space, infinite emptiness, and the possibility of all that is. Perhaps you envision divine, all-loving Mother that is here, creator of all beings, loving us, supporting us in all the ways that we need. Yeah, in whatever ways that feels good to you, invite in this nurturing, loving energy to support you in this dance. Feeling expansive and powerful in yourself, right? When we are connected to all these beings and energies, true expansive reality of our divine existence. We're so often living in this physical plane with thoughts of all the things we need to do and the stress. I know that I get caught up in this so much. It's such a beautiful opportunity to be here now, expansive, connected with the truth of this loving energy that we're all one with. This energy is powerful. We are powerful. Perhaps consider a word that you might relate to, or a word that you're stepping into, like a sorceress or a priestess, a magician, a warrior, whatever it is that calls you into your most powerful, expansive self. Perhaps set an intention to bring that self into the dance today, to really get to see and witness and express that side of yourself. There's going to be some real high energy rock and music today, so perhaps add that into your intentions. So with that, we are going to transition into some movement, if you haven't already, in your own timing, of course. Taking some deep breaths and just emanating this energy out, feeling this love, getting ready for some movement. Noticing how the music is inviting the expansive energies to move within you, move within your body. Remembering the roots, remembering the column of light within you. Deep breaths, letting that energy flow. Perhaps you call in some more divine love from above to pour into your body, filling yourself with the vibration of your authentic, true self. Part of you that is fully healed, pure essence, pure truth of who you are. Perhaps you even put some hands on your body, a hand on your heart, a hand on your lower belly, and just honor yourself for a moment. Giving yourself compassion. Living in this human world is not easy. And you are doing an amazing job exploring, moving through all the challenges, navigating what arises for you. Being true to yourself on this journey of healing, this journey of finding your purpose, exploring your evolution of spiritual growth. Just acknowledging how freaking awesome you are. If you don't already feel it, explore that feeling. What is something about yourself that you just undeniably love about yourself? Use something, use one piece of something that you really love and appreciate, or really just like admire about yourself, and use that as a portal to feel that expansive awesomeness and love for who you are, trusting in your gifts for the world. Yes. How does your body want to move right now, feeling all that you're feeling? Let your body just express freely and flow. All right. This song is a really wonderful one to invite some spirals, right? So we drop in real deep with ourselves. Now, where do you move that energy, right? Spirals are a really powerful way to move energy. You can spiral energy around your heart center. You can spin in space and create spirals of protective, expansive energy around you. Remembering to take these moments to return to the grounding, return to the calm of light within you. And imagine the energy flowing through you like a river as you move your body and undulate with waves. You can just feel the strength and the flow of that river moving through you. You know, they say in many ancient traditions, particularly in Eastern practices and cultures, that the source of all illness and pain and suffering is that stagnation or the stuckness of energy, right? That it gets stuck or trapped or, isn't flowing, right? So flow is powerful healing practice. It might sound simple. I want to invite you to really feel that channel of energies channeled, right? They move through all the meridians, through all our limbs, through our body. Use that imagination to see and feel them flowing. Remembering the rippling of your heart. If you feel full and expansive, ripple that energy out to share with the world, and rippling it internally to fill yourself. Remembering the breath, breathing into your roots, breathing into your heart and your love for yourself. All right, we're gonna get a little funky. This is a good place to start really feeling into the rhythm. Feeling into rhythm, feeling into your feet. Perhaps stomping your feet. This could be a good time to put on a face of like, yeah, I'm freaking awesome. Yeah, funky, fun, feeling my awesomeness, feeling the love for myself, the love for my life. You can imagine you're just like the coolest person alive. Right? And not from a place of ego. Well, I mean, there's a place of healthy ego, let's say, right? This is part of our healing. This is part of, slashing all those voices that have told us, you're not good enough, you're not worthy, right? We are worthy. We are divine human beings created in this way, perfect as we are, perfectly imperfect in our uniqueness. Yeah, get it. Feeling that healing love ripple in your body. All right, per request, I just turned the music up, which seems fitting. Let me know if you can't hear me well. Actually, in the name of turning the music up, I'm gonna give us a little bit more of that song. louder music. Yeah, this is so good. All right. Now that we are fully expanded into our awesomeness, we can get a little, perhaps some shaking. Shaking to just loosen up even more. Shaking some things off of you. Perhaps you want to release some stuff now that we've gotten to this place. What is something that, some beliefs or some ideas that you might hold about yourself, things that are in the way of you being your brightest, shining, authentic, fully expressed self? What is in your way, right? What are the obstacles? You can put your attention on some of those and consciously shake them off. When are there times when you have self-doubt? When you look at yourself and you just feel like clouded in your vision of, oh, I can't do this. Oh, I don't know how. Oh, I don't, whatever that might look like. Perhaps you want to shake that off now and remember, we are who we are. We're not going to be great at everything. And if we actually let that burden of self-judgment release, we actually are extremely powerful divine beings with so much magic to give. Feeling that energy swirl through you of your power. This what visualizations, how you're feeling and seeing the energy right now. Perhaps you want to call in the Taurus for this lively energy. Feel the Taurus swirling around you. Letting the music move your body. Perhaps tuning into the playfulness of your inner child without all the restricted thoughts about how to be an adult, how to be responsible. Let yourself be free and childlike and playful. The healing power of light-hearted celebration of yourself. All right, from our inner playful child to our hardcore warrior self, we're gonna really the badass, powerful sorcerer, magician, priestess, however you see yourself in your most powerful expression. Let the power and fierceness of your love conquer all the unhealthy stuff. Wielding a sword of love if you have to, or a magic wand, or just feeling the energy flow out through your hands. Visualizing the transformation you want to see. Whatever theme you might be looking at, you want to visualize it transforming. And use the powerful energy flowing through you to transform it. Ready? Here we go, blast off. powerful energy coursing through your body. It's a raging river now. Focus on that column of light that's just flowing with energy, powerhouses, the fire hose. Celebrate. We celebrate. We just wielded some powerful energy of transformation. Let this rhythm really bring you into connection with yourself. Feeling the essence of who you are, what you bring to the world. Seeing your place in the world, each of us on the dance floor of life, holding our space, holding so much magic, and living in interdependence with all beings. Stomp your feet if you want. Feel your presence on earth. Here I am worthy. I belong. Perhaps clap, snap, percussion on your body. Feeling this embodiment of who you are. Yes. Perhaps you find a big smile on your face. Yes, I love myself. Yes, I am a radiant being. Unconditional love for who I am. All the shadowy parts, all the light parts, all parts of ourselves, having unconditional love for who we are. Noticing how all that movement is settling. Feeling the pure love of who you are. Giving yourself that compassion and that love again. Yes. Bathing yourself, receiving that infinite energy. And then getting funky with it. Just feel this love overflowing, rippling out to all beings. I usually don't put many lyrics in the songs that I play, but I made an exception for this song, so you can let the lyrics guide you and inspire you, or just do your own thing. What did I have to show? Nothing, no problems, no healing. This story's getting old. There's only one thing the world needed. Love is the strongest medicine I know. Love is the strongest medicine you know. Love is the strongest medicine we grow. Love is the strongest medicine. With this idea that love is the strongest medicine, choose a part of yourself, a part of your body to focus that healing on. Do my work inside, find out what my heart prescribes. Cause what did I have to show? 99 problems, no healing. This story's getting old. There's only one thing the world needs. Love is the strongest medicine I know. Love is the strongest medicine you know. Love is the strongest medicine we grow. Love is the strongest medicine. And after this song, we're gonna direct our energy specifically out to the world.
So shake out the sickness, let what is built in take you up higher, higher now. Because what do you wanna show? House full of things in your heart half full. Choose what you wanna see, cause you are enough, you're everything. Love is the strongest medicine I know. Love
Feel free to sing or hum, make sound. That love beam down from above, all your guides and beings that are supporting you. They are beaming this healing medicine love down all over you. Expand into this amazing loving energy that you've cultivated. Feeling your connection with the infinite expansive universe. Perhaps you take a moment of stillness to really feel that energy and that expansiveness. Breathing. All right, so we've been already emanating healing energy out to the world, and now we can really intentionally do that focused way. Perhaps there's a theme in the world that really gets to you, that you really feel passionate about. Use the powerful movement of the song and the energy to envision a different way. Right, to envision what you want to see. Energy work works in that way that you don't want to focus on what you don't want. You want to focus on what you do want. You want to focus on the freedom, on the living in harmony with all beings. Focusing on the thriving society where we are all loved and respected. Focusing on the water protectors, successfully protecting the waters. The waters are clean and clear. Tuning into that vision of what you want to see in the world and emanating that love. That transformative love out. Out as a prayer. Sending it up into the universe. As someone who's particularly passionate about prison abolition and freedom of all beings, immigrant communities who are being detained, So I like to envision all those people being free, being out in the world, feeling the love and support for who they are as also divine beings like all of us. So many years of dehumanizing energies and power over dominant systems. Just imagining those crumbling, just falling away, no longer useful. Not that they ever were useful except for creating dominance over others, right? Just melting away and calling in this vision of all beings being free, loved, respected, supported. Whatever your prayer is today, feeling it in your heart and feeling it rippling out into reality. Calling in that timeline of highest good to the earth. Dancing it into reality again, stomping the feet. Wielding that sword of transformation of love, calling in your powerhouse self, warrior for the causes you believe in. Directing all this beautiful love, this flowing river of transformative healing love, beaming that out through your hands, out into the world, whirling it around. Remembering how to be a channel, getting out of your own way and just letting that energy flow. Whatever last bits of movement, let those flow now. In the next song, we're going to drop into a landing meditation. This is our last song. If you feel like sitting or laying down, you're welcome to. We're going to continue to emanate this love, being in your expansive presence within yourself, letting the vibrations of this music connect you infinitely out. Bring your healing intentions to the world, your prayers. Perhaps feeling a smile on your face. You can put a hand on your heart, a hand on your lower belly, and just envisioning, imagining powerful energy rippling out, emanating out from your being throughout the fabric of the universe. Taking some deep, relaxing breaths, feeling those roots and the anchor down to the earth. Perhaps you want to explore being a bridge, being a channel where you're inviting the light, healing light from divine above you, pour down through you and down into the earth. Down into the earth to offer the earth some deep healing love, telling the earth how much we love and respect her. Perhaps returning to that imagery of your heart pulsing with light, sending that ripple of healing energy out to all beings. Feel free to tone and make sounds with these vibrations to feel that vibration even more deeply in your body. Bring the breath. Feeling grounded in the center of yourself, but also expansive, right? Fully in your body, fully connected to your pure self essence, that truth of who you are, but also expanded outwards and connected energetically to the world, holding this resonance, this vibration of love, of gratitude, whatever it is, of inner peace, whatever you're feeling, whatever energy you have that nourishing and healing, you can just hold that and emanate that through yourself, right? You're not excluding yourself. This energy of healing and love is for us as well, always. Pardon that ending cut off quick or sudden, but taking a deep breath wherever you are. Gratitude to the dance, gratitude to your awesome, amazing self and all the love that you have for yourself. So feel free to take your time transitioning back to the group here, but as you're ready, you're welcome to come back to the group. And this is a time for reflection. And if you would like to journal for yourself and take some notes, I invite you to do that. I'll share my screen for a moment to offer some journal prompts for folks who might be interested. And I'm also opening the floor for shares for people who would like to unmute and say some words. This is a time where you can be witnessed in something that you experienced. And please know that you can go deep, that I'm holding space for this container to express, to feel, to express tears, to express rage, to express some vulnerable part of your healing. Yeah, as much as you're inspired to, feel free to go deep. And, think about the nuggets. What is it that came up for you in this dance? What are some themes that arose? What are some visualizations or practices that really resonated? Because for me, I'm a very verbal processor. So I invite you to consider what you might like to share that could help you in your own reflection and your own integration so that we can carry some of these magical seeds of what came up for us, that we can carry those forward. So, yeah, I'll just read some of these prompts. How was that experience? What came up? What ideas or insights particularly resonated? And perhaps what are 1 to 3 nuggets you want to integrate into your life moving forward? Right? So I'll stop the share now so we can see each other. The floor is open to anyone who'd like to unmute yourself and share. And folks are also welcome to share in the chat if that's what feels best to you. I know it can be hard to find words after a deep dive dance ceremony. And also inviting people to drink water or tea or whatever you got. Cheers. Look, I got the sticker even on my water bottle.
I can share really quickly. Sometimes I need like a moment after to like actually just like a few minutes to like integrate everything. That was really fun and really good for my body. I'm working on just releasing so many things. Just really been in tune with my ancestors and their story and their pain. I talked to my grandmother for an hour on the phone yesterday, all in French. Just heard her whole life story and her Holocaust survival story again. And it was just, I've heard it before, but this time just like really just hit, and how resilient all of our ancestors had to be who we are today and where we are today. And just like knowing that I carry like that Holocaust trauma on one side and my father's from the Caribbean and obviously got brought over from Africa. So the intense stories that I haven't even begin to comprehend over there. And so I'm moving that and just like personal transformation right now. I'm really proud of myself. And I guess one of the visuals that came up for me was instead of like putting out light into the world, I had this vision of actually everybody looking at the shadow. Like everybody looking at their darkness and collective darkness. And like, because when we face away from the shadow, it gets bigger, right? It's like, oh, let's just put out more light. Like, but there's this huge shadow. But if we turn towards the shadow, we're bringing light to the shadow, and I had this vision of like every brain in our subconscious like turning towards itself and looking at the shadow within ourselves, and then within each other, or well, within the collective shadow patterns, and like how that actually will bring the most light to the planet, is like turning towards the darkness will bring the light. So I had that visual, and like recently just turning towards my deepest wounds, having my deepest wounds of abandonment and not being chosen triggered, and being able to move through that and like looking at it instead of like, oh my God, that did not happen, burying it, you know, just turning towards the pain and bringing light to it. So that's the visual that I wanted to share that happened for me during this session. So thank you, Erika. I'm gonna lay on the ground, continue to move my body. Yeah.
Thank you so much, dear. I love that you brought that into our awareness, because while I might have not been using that language, that's really what my intention is, right? In bringing up, like, helping us look at the patterns of systems of oppression and colonization and white supremacy, how they've filled us with all this toxic beliefs about ourselves, about others, and that we're perpetuating all of that by, like you said, ignoring it or not looking at it within ourselves. And then through, through these practices of looking at it, looking at those toxic beliefs we're holding of unworthiness, or, not, the examining the way that the world has taught us to dehumanize ourselves and each other, and to like blow that all, look at it, blow that out of the water, and that reclaiming of the truth of who we actually are in our wholeness, right? Without sugarcoating anything, but like actually loving and accepting ourselves as, who we truly are, and using that, using that awareness to then be the motivation, right? The fuel to like look at the dark, the shadow, and beam the light in those places specifically. Yes. Thanks for your share. The floor is open. Experiences from your dance that arose, insights, how you're feeling now.
I'm kind of still processing, but I'm going to share. I felt a lot of stuckness in my hips recently, and I'm a yoga teacher. And when I deal, I guess the people that I have been working with, as well as myself, have had blockages in the same areas, which are the sacral, the root, the solar plexus, down in this lower area of our body. So I felt a lot of stuckness there, and there was a song that really helped with that, because it reminded me of Afro-Peruvian music, which is what I grew up with. And I was just shaking my hips, kind of like in figure eights and in spirals and all around. And that just felt really good for me. And I feel like I needed to be reminded of going back to those roots for myself. And what, I don't want to say it wrong, but Alika maybe shared really resonated as well. I have family in, I guess my background's all over the place, but I'm Afro-Peruvian, so like Afro-Indigenous Peruvian, and my dad's side was also Russian from escaping like the World War. So I have like Black slaves and Russian like Holocaust survivors in my background. So it was just wild to hear that same thing come up for someone here. And I've just never had someone that related to that as well. So that was just kind of wild, and I'm still processing that. But thank you for the space. This is really lovely.
Thank you, Andrea. Wow, powerful, powerful to witness that connection. Yeah, and the hips, that I love hearing how you notice and where you have tension and stuckness, and that you found the ways that like the tradition and the cultural roots of the music and also the energy, right? It's like certain music makes you want to move your hips, and that is a powerful opportunity for healing, and we can find that in different places, but also our souls have that ancestral familiarity with certain medicine. I know when I hear certain songs that have, like, I have German Jewish, also fleeing Holocaust kind of energies in my lineage. And I know when I hear some of those songs, like when I hear children like singing, little Jewish songs, like sometimes it hits deep and I like burst into tears, and there's powerful ancestral healing that can come through music. So I definitely consider music itself as one of the components of this whole magical concoction that I've been working with. And yeah, I meant to acknowledge earlier, but so probably about half the songs on the playlist came from my friend Zakaria, who recently made a playlist for dance. And he's from Morocco, and he always pulls music from all over the world, and I really love that. So I use several songs from his playlist. So thank you to Zakaria, and I'm so glad that that brought up some support for folks. Who else would like to share? Maybe take about 5 more minutes for shares. Probably fit in a few folks. Yeah, Peter, go ahead.
Yeah, a lot came up for me. Celebrating coming back into the dance fold. I've taken a little bit of a break this last month. My daughter and grandson just moved into my house, and it's been wonderful having them here, but a little bit all-consuming. At one point during the dance, I went upstairs back to the room where he was and gave him a little energy, a little self-conscious about the careful where you put your energy. And he was playing with a red ball, so there was a little bit of an energy. He was manifesting his energy in his way. So that was sweet. I'm celebrating now some of my recent creative outpourings that have been long overdue. And I felt through that and through some of the feedback I've been getting people and through some things that came up for me during this dance, a little bit of a healing of some of my own withholding and inhibition of my creativity because I have self-doubt about, is it good enough? So I'm feeling that starting to lift, and I'm celebrating that. There was one moment where we were talking about tree imagery, and I got this vision of doing maybe a climate action with the Red Rebels, a guerrilla gardening thing, where instead of just making a garden, plant some big trees in a public space, maybe like Discovery Park, and use it to create a space that endures, where people can come to dance and celebrate and rebel and express some of these things that we're all manifesting. So those are some of the things that came up for me. One thing that I struggled with during this moment was the notion of careful where you send your energy. Don't be sending it down and up, but not out. And I struggled with that a little bit. And then I was thinking about the toroid. Well, that's out. Is the toroid a thing that protects it? Anyway, I was a little bit puzzled by that, got a little bit self-conscious, eventually realized just maybe the message is just be sensitive of that created its own self-consciousness. So that's a question, how to address that paradox. And eventually I was able to let it go, but maybe later we can interested in understanding that a little better. Anyway, that's my share. Thank you. Feels good to reconnect with you all.
Yeah, Peter, get your creativity. Peter and a few other folks who are here were part of an 8-week, 2-month series that I did where we explored these deep dive dance journeys and all these tools, and we mixed in some creative expression as well. So yeah, super excited about all that you've been creative, Peter. And actually, I would love to make a few notes about that question. That's a really important question because yeah, it's helping me realize how I've been giving mixed messages. Like, okay, don't like throw your energy at people, but like, oh yeah, let's emanate our energy out to all beings at the same time. So a few quick things. It is a big topic, and I'm certainly not like, some major expert either. But a few things that I would say is when we're tuning into expansive, loving energy and we're really channeling from above, or from like infinite loving source towards all beings, towards ourselves, to the world, that kind of energy is healing and loving. And it's not, it's different from like if I'm feeling a lot of grief, I'm moving energy and I'm throwing energy around, but that's not the kind of energy that I want to throw at other people. So there's kind of a distinction of when you're releasing energy from your own self, that's part of your own healing, or collective healing, right? We can also be channels of collective healing of what's happening in the world. That is different from when we are really holding like uplifted vision of I language is tricky, and we have all these like terribly trauma oppressive society words like pure, like that can be related to Nazis, and like it's terrible, right? So I'm trying to find language that is that feels good to use. But right, if we're moving energy that's clean, right, that's not like filled with our own healing stuff, right? If we're being a channel to send healing energy out to the world, then that's something we can send out, right? But if it's like muddled with our thoughts, like let's say I have some distaste for somebody and I like their energy rubs me the wrong way. If I were to try to do energy work on them, it would probably be kind of like muddled with my negative thoughts or like that kind of thing. Then that we need to be careful with that. And I say that, we're all here on Zoom, and energy can travel through Zoom, but like mostly on the dance floor is when I see, people like expressing rage and they're like, like pushing energy outwards horizontally towards other people. Right. And so that's why I try to offer that vertical channel, which is how I feel energy anyway. But that's how I like to really focus, the stuff that I'm releasing, the stuff that I'm transmuting for my own self and my own healing or for the world, up or down. So those are some few thoughts. And
thank you. That helps a lot.
Hopefully there's more. Yeah. Yeah. And in general, when you're in a beautiful energy state, and you're feeling love or you're feeling gratitude or you're feeling hopefulness, like if you're feeling positive feelings, all feelings are good feelings and all feelings are worthy and sacred and needed, right? But when you're feeling like those kinds of energies, that's usually a good time to like be emanating that energy out to the world. Yeah. Anyone want to do one quick share, and then we'll do a quick few announcements and close out with a whoosh.
I can try to make this. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go for
I'll
it.
try to make this a short share. My name is Jessica, and I will admit that I've spent a lot of time avoiding really getting into visualizations because of mostly the feeling that it's a bit bypassy. And I have recently, and I didn't experience that today, which is kind of my point, but I've been experiencing sort of like such a deeper surge of an old wound that I'm like, okay, I'm going to let the things that I would otherwise be resistant to kind of become possibilities because I don't really care. I just need help. And which is, a very good place to start. And so I really appreciated, Erika, just the invitation to visualization and the power of that, because I see that you are grounded and that you are working from a, be in your body. Don't just pretend to weigh something, but actually go into something. The vision that I got for what I wanted to manifest was grief literacy in families. And it's so interesting that the theme of the Holocaust is up today, which is also a shared ancestry that I bring, which I wasn't thinking about at all. But I really do feel that the block in my family of origin, and I'm the oldest, surely is ancestral and inherited, and all of that stuck grief turning into hatred and cruelty, really. And how sad that is. And so it's like, oh, how to be better than the thing that sort of created me. Like, it's such big work to resist the repetition of that, to resist the, I hurt you, I'm gonna hurt you back, I'm gonna hurt you more. And to exit out of that is like, oh my God, it's truly not a human practice. It is truly a divine practice to sort of be of something, but not repeat something. And so I'm sort of looking for all of the resources that can help. And it helps. I'm very inspired by several of these shares to kind of put it in an ancestral context. Like, no wonder it's so hard. It's not just my past 45 years. And I love the music as well. So thank you, everyone who co-created this, and Erika especially.
Thank you for sharing, Jessica. And yeah, I'm glad that bypassing energy is hard to avoid. I kind of think about it as something that we all do to a certain extent to survive in this weird world, right? And like, we're living in a toxic society where everything, like, we're all in a place of needing to recover from so much recover from so much in our lineage, and so much just like dehumanizing oppression, and being taught to be white supremacy, to think in the terms of white supremacy. Like, that is all shit that we need to heal from. And it's easy to escape. And I'm definitely not going to say like, oh, I have never done that, or I don't ever do that. Right. I consider it as like, we all kind of do in some degree to cope. Like, it's a coping mechanism to like find our happy place, or to have comfort food, or whatever it might be. And it's, the work is the work. Like, so we do need to go in there and be in it and feel it and move it. And so I'm definitely in that path, and do hope to bring that to everything that I do. So I'm so glad that translated. Yeah, this has been really rich conversation. I know I'm slowly coming out of the radical revolutionary closet. It's always been a central part of my work, but I think I kind of try to not go too hardcore with it, because I want to I want all these other people who maybe aren't hardcore revolutionaries and radicals to also, benefit from my work. But I'm realizing how important it is to be my full expressed self and to talk about these issues more fully. So I got to say, I'm so grateful how many of you are like, speak that language. And even some of you who haven't spoken today, I know where you stand, and all the like anti-racism work that you all do, and, work towards helping our world change into a different direction, right? I just really am appreciating the rich conversation that we're having in these reflections, and that it's not all like, the theme is self-love, and it's not like we could have easily been like, oh, I felt the love and I feel so good. And there's nothing wrong with that, but like, I appreciate the balance of all the pieces we're holding. So, all right, we're about to finish. So don't worry if you have to run. I just want to quickly share screen here and show you what's coming up next. So this kind of deep dive dance ceremony is something I'm hoping to do every month, like once a month, as a place for us to come again and connect again, and as a place for people to get connected with my work. So if you want to come again, please do. If you thought of people in your life who would really benefit from this, please let them know. I have a super early bird. This is what I do, right? When it's this much in advance, I offer a super early bird price. So let me just get that link for you. The super early bird price is $11. But the truth is that price will continue to be available, because as an option for like new, if it's like your first time and you want to try it out, you don't really know what it is, you can also pay that price. Or if you just need to financially pay that price or pay nothing, I have those options always available, because accessibility is really important to me. And I see this as powerful healing medicine that I want to share with everybody. So that's Saturday, March 19th, exactly 1 month from today. And the link I just posted is there. So you can jump on that now or later. And then the other thing I have going right now is a guided journey inward. So if the guided meditation and elements that I was doing in our class today was resonating with you, I recommend joining this guided meditation series. It's pre-recorded audio meditations that are sent to you via email. So it's something you can have available. You can listen to anytime when you're having a hard time. And so this is the link for the journey inward. It's free. And so I hope you'll enjoy that. And then, of course, I do have art available. People all know that, I believe. But yeah, I have art. These are a bunch of stickers, but I have magnets and greeting cards and prints and tapestries and blankets. So feel free to reach out. Find me on Etsy. All the link, like on my Instagram, the link in the bio goes there to that place and everything. So yeah, and I think you're all connected with me, but if you're not, find me on Instagram or Facebook, Rise Up with Heart. My email is Erika at Rise Up with Heart. I will send a follow-up email to everyone who registered for this event and with the recording. So you're in the loop, and you'll stay in the loop unless you unsubscribe. And yeah, I'm so glad you all joined today. Let's do a closing whoosh, and then I'll stay on as I mentioned. So with this energy of blessings and expansive love to the universe, I'll stop the share so we can see each other for this whoosh. All right, so on the theme of loving ourselves and inviting all beings to love ourselves, kind of like Erika was saying, we have to look at the shadow, and then it can allow us to see the truth, right? So perhaps with this feeling of inviting us all to see the truth of who we are, the truth of our existence, and the true potential of what's actually possible of the world that we could live in if we all live from a place of love in our lives. So we're going to tap in, right? Drop the anchor, expand, feel that channel of light within you. In whatever way you want to cultivate a ball of energy in your hands. Some people like to rub your hands. I like to maybe just like activate my hands quickly and then like create a ball of light, kind of like in one of the paintings I showed, where I'm feeling that energy channel in from the earth and from above, cultivating this expansive ball of light, feeding the light from the love of my heart into this ball of healing energy, and visualizing what we want to see, right? Visualizing what we want to see. We want to see transformation in the world. We want to see open hearts and open minds, and a new way of being together on earth. So on the count of 3, we're going to whoosh this energy upwards. If you want to unmute, you can, but I know we're already holding this ball of energy, so maybe just stay there. So on the count of 3, visualizing this energy, we whoosh upwards. 1, 2, 3. Whoosh. This we can call collective energy work. And then we can feel these prayers rain down onto our own selves as well. And we can open to receive. Right? Receive and fill our bodies with this energy as well. Hoping that we can all move into our days feeling expansive, feeling loved, feeling love for ourselves, and that we are overflowing and can emanate this love to all beings. And maybe we're not overflowing all the time. In fact, we're probably not overflowing all the time. So even though I'm in this state of like, oh, expansive love, I want to acknowledge, we go up and down and feel all the different feelings at different times. And sometimes you just want to give that love to yourself. That's what is for the highest good of all beings. Invite this love, the Divine Mother or the cosmos, to fill you up and just focus on receiving and expanding and receiving that love to fill yourself and support your own healing, right? Because if we don't do that, we can't give and share and support others. So, all right, dearies. So many blessings. We're going to close this part, and then again, I'm going to stay on. So if anyone else would like to share or chat, would folks prefer me end the recording for this next just open share time? You can do a thumbs up or let me know in the chat. Or yeah. Would anyone prefer me end the recording for this closing time? Just send me a direct message. No? All right. Well, I'm going to consider this space, the workshop, officially closed. And now we can open the space, imagining the workshop just ended. And now we want to like mingle or like, oh, that thing you said, or, oh, I wanted to share this one thing, or ask a question. So yeah, welcome anyone to unmute and share or connect or speak to whatever you're inspired to.
I have some things to get done. I just wanted to say bye and thank you so much, everyone. This is lovely. And it was great being in all of your energies. Have a lovely weekend.
Appreciate you being here, Andrea. So good to see you. Blessings.
You too, Erika. Bye.
Bye. I think I am going to go ahead and end the recording just to like allow us to drop in and however we want to be. So blessings to everyone watching the recording later. We love you. Come to the next dance, March 19th, Saturday, 11 a.m. Pacific. Mwah.